welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, episode 8 now, so really chugging along through the episodes and really getting through this season. Last time out we played Dynamo Kiev in the league, I think it was in the league, so let's just quickly pop the schedule. Yes, in the league, so we had a disappointing 2-2 draw really. I think we were winning, it's been a while since I've recorded this, yes, we were winning the game quite comfortably, 2-0, gave away a 2-0 lead. Goal right at half time and goal right at full time. Really disappointing. Probably did have the better of the game looking at it. Edged out slightly on possession, but number of shots on target. Really feel we should have won that game. But you know, taking the positives from it, we are still unbeaten. We are still top of the league. Okay, we weren't really able to distance ourselves in the league from Kiev, so we only still have the 2-point lead, but we are opening up a lead from the rest of the chasing pack. So it is really going to be primarily, I would say, a two-horse race. Probably what was expected in this division. So yeah, we sort of doing what we expect in the league. Maybe not as comfortably as we'd like, but we're doing what we expect. We then follow that up with the cup game. I'm not even, well, I'll try and pronounce the team, Kolos Kovalivka, in the second round. Narrow 1-0 win. It was a completely rested team, as you can see. Not one starter there, I don't think. The only one that we consider a starter is the goalie Shevchenko, and that's only because our number one goalkeeper is still injured, which I think was following the last episode where he got injured in the first half of the game and we didn't have a sub on. And I think that was the Kiev game, in fact. Yeah, I think it was in that game where he got injured. We'll have a look at that in a second. But it was on Gender getting the goal just after half time. Again, deserved to win the game. They only had 3 shots, only one of those on target, but we only had 6 shots out of 20 on target, so not exactly great either, but we're through to the next round. I don't think we're being particularly judged on the cup, and the next round hasn't been, at least it has, it's a quarter final, which I'm straight to the quarter final, hasn't been drawn yet. It's a good while away, but before that we've obviously got to crack on a bit more with the league, and today we've got Basel in the Champions League. I think we're top second in our group, but it's Seville. We lost to Seville, didn't we? So we need to get back on, distance ourselves from 3rd place, 4th place, put a bit of pressure on Seville, and just try and, at least if we can't get top of the group, at least make sure we get that 2nd place and get through into the knockout rounds. Europa League run probably wouldn't be the worst generally, but looking at the group we've got, really, we should be looking to get into the knockout stages. So we'll jump into that now. So this is the team we're going to go with today. The usual front three: Ferreira, Romero and Tyson. The midfield, again, pretty much as standard: Fred and Stepanenko in the middle. The wing backs, Azvedo, until Ismaili's back from his injury, will be there. He may even retain his place. He's playing quite well. Cerno on the right back. The problem we've got is the back line. So we've got 2 of our usual centre backs, so I believe, possibly one of them as well. Audet certainly is. I think Kvitsov is one of our main ones. He is. He's a decent player, so he's there. But we are missing. He's on the bench, semi-injured, Rakitsky. He probably could play, but I don't like playing players who've got that slight injury there, because sod's law, it'll always happen. Get injured in the game and they'll be out for even longer. But the bigger problem is we haven't actually got another centre-back to deputise. We've got another injury to Boldenikov, and then the other 2 centre-backs we've got in the first team, around the first team, unregistered, so they can't play. So bit of an oversight there with the number of centre-backs we've got registered to play. So we have to play Butko in there. He's normally a right-back or a left-back, but should be able to do a decent enough job. And Basel are the 3rd best team in this group, so if it was against a Red Bull, I'd feel a bit more comfortable. But we should still have enough about us here to do something and not be too concerned, hopefully. So we'll jump into this. Now we'll see they're playing a 4-2 narrow 3-1. See if I recognise any of their players particularly. I think Eno, I think I've had on an old FM few years ago. I think he played for Ajax, Ajax. He played for Fulham as well. Anyone else there? Sushi, I think, played for Genoa or somewhere in Italy. No, completely wrong. I recognise him from FIFA. Spartak Moscow must be it. They got Balanta by the looks of it. Signed him from River Plate. I didn't know that was a thing. They got Granit Xhaka's brother. And that's Ricky Van Wolfsingle on the bench, I just noticed as well. that's probably about it. So we'll jump in. The assistant really didn't do the best job there. I don't know why I let him do it. I've kind of been doing it a little bit more on my offline save and just jumping into games and just letting the assistant take charge of the team talks, but it hasn't really worked on this save, so I need to go back to doing them. Make sure I remember that next time. So this opening highlight is going on quite a bit longer than usual. And is there going to be a chance out of this? If there is, it looks like it's going to come their way unless we can pinch the ball off them. And they have scored with the first highlight. Very disappointing. And that is down the side where we've got the full-back playing at centre-back, and the defence just look all over the place there. So Eno plays it into Elanusi, gets a good ball across, and striker gets across, 3 defenders there. That is terrible, terrible defending. So we've got another highlight now, not long after. It looked like it was going to be ours, but they've won the ball off of us. If we can win it back here, very ping-pong kind of football around the edge of their box, and they do come away with it and get it away quite comfortably, and their striker's in behind again, and we're lucky not to be 2-0 down in 10 minutes. May have to have a little bit of a tinker here and maybe go to slightly one down from attacking, just go to control. We're away from home. I may even go counter a little bit more into the game, but I would say we're probably the favourites for this game. So control should be suitable. Attacking should be fairly suitable enough, but control more so. So not a lot has happened, and we're about 10 minutes away from half time now. There's a highlight. It is a free kick from their goalkeeper. They win the ball, but we do get it back. And can we do something with it? Stepanenko with a good win the ball to Tyson. He's down the wing. Can he find someone? He doesn't really find anyone in the box. Stepanenko gets it back out to Ferreira, across to Cerna. Tyson out to Fred, and that is a fantastic goal. And Fred really needs to start adding that to his game. I think he's good enough to be adding at least 5-10 goals, between 5 and 10 goals a season. I think that's his first. Certainly major one. That's a great strike. More than happy with that. So that gets us an important point, which brings us back to second in the group, and it's very important for the head-to-head. If it finishes a draw, the head-to-head, an away draw, if we can get something at home, would give us a massive advantage in that. So there is another highlight straight after the goal. Cerno on the right hand side finds no one again. Unfortunately, the cross has not been too successful, and the ball's cleared, and they look very, very dangerous on the counter. But we do get it back. Stepanenko, Ferreira over to Tyson. Can he do something? And his shot is just wide. So it looks like there's another highlight just before half time. Out to Cerna, and he fires it quite across to Ferreira. Can he find the left back? Azevedo, he can. Whips the ball into. It looked like that was going to be a very good ball. There was 2 players waiting there, but it didn't find either of them really. Azevedo to Ferreira, and it's just a bit too long. The highlight's still going here, and the goalkeeper's giving it away very badly there to Cerna. Finds ball to Ferreira, and it rescues it, but Ferreira's still on the ball, and the ball's poor. So we are playing. Now we've gone to control. I do feel we're playing this game a lot more, and a lot more is going our way. We're getting the ball back and doing something with it, whereas before it was just a constant stream of them coming at us, dominating the game. Okay, the possession isn't there, but like I said many times, it's not our game. And I've just done it again with the team talk. Don't know what I'm doing. It's quite late at night. It's just coming up to midnight now. I'm absolutely shattered from work, but no excuses. So rescued the team talk a little bit there, and we kick off for the second half. Seville are beating Salzburg as to be expected, so they're on 9 points now, so they are starting to pull away. So as much as anything now, we need to just get another goal here, get the win, just to put the pressure on. So we do have a chance here, but it's breaking with them again. And I can't believe with 4 or 5 back there, none of them have been able to get the ball off him, and it's a terrible goal to concede. It's deflected in. I don't know how it's been given to him. There is no way that is his goal. As we see here, look, there's 4 or 5 back on him. He beats the first one relatively easy. And it's a volley from outside the area, but that's come off all debts. That's not going in until it hits him. And we drop back down to third. So he might have to. The front players are really not having a very good game at all. I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to make some changes. There's not a great deal I can do, I don't think, really. We might There's no point bringing wingers in with the full. Maybe there is. So we're going to take off one of those. We'll bring the fullbacks back down, wing-backs back down to fullbacks. I'm going to play Bernard out there. We're going to go for this. We're going to go for this. So we're going to stick. Have we got another wide player I can bring out there? Tyson works, doesn't he? I believe. So Stepanenko's not having the best game. So we're going to stick him out here. Tyson's going to swap with Ongenda. Semi works. Winger on support. Going to change him up to advance forward on attack. Let's drop him into the middle. If it lets me move him, that would be great. Drop him onto defend duty. Winger support, winger support. Yep, I think we'll give that a go and see what happens. We've got to go for this. A 2-1 loss. We might as well lose 3-1. Trying to get in the game than just losing 2-1 and whimpering out of it. But the highlight is theirs. Disappointing if we can just win this ball. A good shot by them, but it just goes just wide. I mean, they've had 2 shots on target and they've scored them both. Really disappointed by that, and it's forever. And he's snuck in at the back post and he puts us back on level terms. Now the predicament is: do I stick or do I twist with this and just carry on the way we're going? So Audet's a good raking ball out there to Tyson. He doesn't even have to beat his first man. He just whips across in. It bounces through, and Ferreira's just there to volley it in. And can we get something? Can we snatch a win now? Playing this very attacking. They're probably going to try and sit back and see what they can do. Just try and absorb us now, I would imagine. Just try and keep the draw. I mean, as the home team, maybe not, but I think we've got to try and go for this. I mean, part of me is thinking, as the away team, we should be just sitting back and taking the draw, and I'm regretting not doing that now, especially if they score this, and they nearly have. So we're going to pause the game. We're going to come back down to counter attack. We're going to drop Bernard and Tyson back down. I think we'll keep it as that somewhat. Yeah, we'll go with that. I was just checking the fullbacks on defend or not on attack, basically. So we get another highlight. Just about 8 minutes to go. We have the ball, but we give it away sloppily. But Ongenda here has a chance to play it across. As Vado now. Can he whip it in here? Bernard again. And another good chance. I mean, we have peppered this goal. We should be winning this game, really. It's the defence that's let us down. And, it is that situation where we've had a player out of position. Okay, that shouldn't mean too much. He should have enough about him to do a decentish job. I mean, I've come... I think in my offline game with Arsenal, I came across, I think it was Norwich, and they had a striker playing centre-back, and I think the first leg of the Cup they kept a clean sheet against me, so I'd like to have thought we could have done something here, but a 2-2 draw. And it was the second goal of theirs actually was given as an Audet's own goal. It wasn't given to their player, despite the fact he went off celebrating like he'd... To be fair, if it had gone in, it would have been a worldie, but it did take that deflection and hasn't been given to him. So I'm going to go with the assistant manager on that one. I do agree, sympathise a little bit. I could have tore into them and had a real good go, but I don't think that really does anything for anyone. So with that, 2-2 draw. Let's see, yeah, Sevilla won 3-0 at home to Salzburg, so they are dominating this group quite clearly. So we're going to come back for the next game. Let's see how far away is the Champions League. Champions League's quite far away. I think Alexandra are third in the league, so that's a good one to come back to. We got... Who did we have? Perez, Alexandra and Vorskia. Vorskia are fourth as well, but I think we'll come back for the Alexandra game. We'll skip 2 games ahead, get a bit closer to the Champions League, the revenge against Basel. So next time we'll come up for the Alexandra game. I'll go and play the other 2 offline now, and back for that shortly. So until next time, see you later.